am Sean Jacobson. I'm here to talk to you about referendums in 2020 for Fiveable. I am Fiveable's AP Comparative Government teacher. Hope you take the class. You should follow Fiveable on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube. All the best information there, helping you out as much as possible. So let's start. What is a referendum? Well, it's a national vote called by the government to address a specific proposal. Most times it's a change to the Constitution. Okay. We're going to talk about a bunch of different countries that have done this year. 8 countries: Switzerland, Guinea, Palau, Liechtenstein, Italy, the Falkland Islands, New Caledonia, and New Zealand. Those are the countries we're going to talk about. So the first one is Switzerland, right? They had a bunch of different referenda, how to moderate immigration, how federal laws on hunting, federal district tax, paternity leave, and new fighter aircrafts. Right, the first 3, the moderate immigration movement throughout the country and movement throughout the EU, was rejected 61%. The federal law on hunting was also rejected 52%, but that was a lot closer, obviously. The federal district tax amendment, that didn't go anywhere, 63%. Paternity leave, giving men time off to spend with their babies, was accepted by 60,000. And the new fighter aircraft for Switzerland was accepted by less than 10,000 vote difference. So that's a big deal. So your vote does matter. If it's 10,000, that's not a lot. Then we move over to Guinea, and they wanted to change the presidential term of office from 5 to 6 years. They wanted to ban female genital mutilation. They wanted to ban underage and forced marriage, giving spouses equal rights in divorce, stating that no one gender would make up more than 2/3 of the government institutions, fair distribution of wealth in favor of young people and the poor, and lowering the parliamentary age of candidacy to 18 years old. And this is all voted together, and 90% of those who voted supported it. There was a boycott, but they did support it. Then we go over to the beautiful country of Palau in the Pacific area. Sorry, I'm just trying to move this so you can see. Palau voted on jurisdiction on its islands, atolls, reefs, shells, as well as the waters around it, then the lands, the airspace, the land, and water areas, which would make a 200 nautical mile exclusive economic zone, and 97% of voters agreed. So this went through pretty overwhelmingly. All right, then we have, people. Liechtenstein, and look how beautiful that is. They wanted equal representation of women in political bodies, and that got rejected soundly, 78.8%. They wondered, what about dual citizenship for naturalized citizens? Could that happen? Nope, 61.5%. We're talking about one of the smallest countries in the world right now. Government-funded railway line expansion. Could we make a larger railway, which is the most popular way of getting around this is in the middle of the Alps. And that was rejected also. I'm not spending money. Then we get to Italy. This is fascinating. They wanted to reduce the deputies from 630 to 400, keeping the proportions the same throughout the country, but just less of them. Reducing the number of senators in the same way from 315 to 200, same proportions, and then limit the number of incumbent life senators to 5. Previously, there was no limit on how much that should be, and voters pretty overwhelmingly approved by 70% that should happen. So then we get to the Falkland Islands. Oh, this is fascinating. So they wanted to change the 2 existing electoral constituencies of Camp and Stanley to a single constituency for the whole island. Right. So the way it works is Stanley is the main city and Camp is everything else. And they wanted to have it to be 1 constituency, not 2. And it failed by a 417 to 406 margin. That's very close. But if it passed, it would have had to have been 2/3. So it wasn't that likely that it was going to happen with those differences. And finally, we get to New Caledonia. They wanted independence from France. This is their second attempt, and they can only have 3. And the next one's in 2022. Their first one, 2018, 56.7% of people said no. In this one, 53.25% said no. So a little less. The difference of this one was exactly 10,000 votes, which is kind of interesting. And there's a clear cleavage. The North want this independence, and the South definitely don't. If you're at all interested in any of this, please sign up for AP Comparative Government. I teach it. We can talk about the UK, Russia, China, Nigeria, Iran, and Mexico. It is fascinating. We talk about them today, their countries today. Please join. It'll be great.